Hello, this is One Wondering Fool. I hope that you are wondering too. Tonight I'm going to answer a video that I just saw from Kirk, the YouTuber who has also been known as the Amazing Atheist. When I first started watching him, and in fact he was one of the first people that started me on YouTube, I really enjoyed his videos or his posts. But tonight he seems to be crying out for maybe some suggestions, and I appreciate that. I think that's actually awesome. So this is my poor attempt to let him know what I think about the questions that he raises and the answers that he's seeking. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope he does too. Thanks.
I don't want this channel to turn into a bunch of self-indulgent, introspective bullshit.
Then don't. Just don't let it happen.
That I think we need to address before we can move forward together. Let's take a look at some classic Amazing Atheist content. What do you say?
Mario is a fictional character, but he does exist. What? What? Mario is a fictional character.
Out of all the videos you made, this is the one that you chose to prove your younger self?
Mario's real! Congratulations, Internet! Mario is fucking real! Let's... Mario! It's a me! Mario! It's a me! I'm real now! I'm a fictional character, but I'm also somehow fucking real!
Now you might notice that there's kind of a difference between...
One has much shorter hair than the other, and one is perhaps dealing with adult themes, while the other was too young to really have to deal with them. I'm just guesstimating, but there's a big difference between being older and being younger. We all know that.
There's kind of a difference between that TJ and the TJ that you've seen in recent years. And, you know, it's pretty obvious what it is. He's way more animated. He's way more energetic. He's way more passionate. Where'd that go? What happened to that? Well, I think there's auxiliary reasons.
He says auxiliary, as he just means basic excuses.
Why that went away, and then there's a primary reason why that went away. I'll go with the auxiliary reasons first. So, one thing, I was 21 when I started making YouTube videos. Now I'm 32. So, I'm older. I've changed with age. I've gotten more mellow. Part of the reason why I've gotten more mellow also is because this perfectly legal tobacco that I so enjoy smoking. Oh yeah, that's good tobacco. Also, I do smoke cigarettes, so maybe that's taken a little wind out of my sails. And then there's just the fatigue of doing this for 10 years, making videos about stupid shit for 10 fucking years. Just, hey, look at this. Isn't it stupid, guys? Check out this. Isn't that stupid? Check out this. Isn't that stupid? Look, I'm really good at pointing out stupid things and why they're stupid. It's a natural talent.
Stupid shit to the rest of us, and saying how dumb it is your natural ability. It is your talent. But now you're tired of it. So where does that leave us? Those who enjoy listening to you do that. you act as if all of that was wrong. Perhaps I'm reading you wrong, but you're like, oh, that was all bullshit. That was back when I was young. That's when we really appreciated you. Find the stupid shit and use your talent and put it down. That's all I'm seeing. That's what I enjoy. Those are just my thoughts.
It's a natural ability. Well, I'm sick of it. But none of those are the primary reason. The primary reason is because I took very much to heart something that George Carlin wrote in the introduction to his book, Brain Droppings. I'll play a little clip from him reading it from the audiobook version.
Listening to the comedians who comment on political, social, and cultural issues, I noticed that most of their material reflects kind of an underlying belief that somehow things were better once, and with just a little effort we could set them right again. They're looking for solutions and rooting for particular results, and I think that limits the tone and substance of what they say. They're talented and funny people, but they're really nothing more than cheerleaders attached to a specific wished-for outcome. I don't feel so confined. I frankly don't give a fuck how it all turns out in this country, or anywhere else for that matter. I think the human game was up a long time ago when the high priests and traders took over. And now we're just playing out the string.
I was very fascinated by that idea of, all these other comedians out there. Their material's all right, but they always have a horse in the race. They always have an ego stake somewhere along the line. There's always some sort of, this is my overarching ideology, though, that I approach things with. This is the outcome that I hope for.
The amazing atheist, the man who does not believe in a deity, would look to another man walking on this earth. Well, he's not walking anymore, but who walked on this earth and said some stuff, some insightful stuff, some stuff that we should listen to. But you've so internalized it that you truly believe that George was telling you, don't believe in anything. If you have any skin in the game, you can't be funny, or you can't commentate on that. I don't hear it. TJ, I think you're zeroing in on a concept that George really didn't believe in. I've not read the book, and I could be wrong. I usually am. I am one wandering fool. But you're missing his point, I think.
And George Carlin felt that limited the material that a comedian could do. If you are invested, that kind of makes you just another mouthpiece for a particular point of view. And I was very fascinated with the idea that I don't want to be that. I want to be someone who's free from the constraints of the world, who doesn't give a shit, who can bring his attitude of not giving a shit to every single solitary situation. But honestly, the more I've embraced not giving a shit about the world, about the outcome of things that are happening in the world, the more I have embraced that, the harder it has become to be passionate, to project to you guys, hey, this is an interesting story. I don't know how George compartmentalized it, where he put his passion and concern away, but he was still able to maintain his fascination.
TJ, you just answered your own question. The more you try to become unpassionate, the more we don't want to listen to you. For some reason, you've chosen a book that George Carlin wrote about not caring about what you're talking about, and you've taken that to heart, stop it. Who wants to listen to anyone who doesn't believe in what they're saying? That's the only you gave us an example of you in your younger days where you really cared. I mean, it was a little over the top, I have to admit, but it was effective. But deep down, we knew you believed what you were telling us. And now it sounds to me, and I could be totally wrong, and maybe you leave a comment in my comments and tell me I'm wrong, but it sounds to me like you want to make videos that you don't care about, that you don't have any compassion for or anger against. I just don't see it. I think you're trying to redefine yourself. Obviously you are, and I appreciate that. I have enjoyed your videos, but if you take the caring out, then I'm probably going to stop watching. That's all I got to say. I can't rectify whatever George says and you believe because he said it or because you really have internalized it and think it's the right thing, but I don't. I think you go out and find the things that you are either for or against. There's nothing wrong with being against a wrong or being for what you think is right. I kind of see you as the guy who is against what is wrong. But if you want to start being the guy who's for what is right, then find what is right and do it. But believe in it. I don't know where this... You got to get rid of this I don't care about what I'm talking about thing. I just, honestly, I don't think it interests any of us to hear you talk about what you're uninterested in. I could be wrong.
With what's going on in the world, because I have found that the less I've given a shit, the less things fascinate me, the less things interest me, the less I'm actually compelled to look into things more deeply, the less I'm compelled to think about them, to come up with interesting observations about them. So I don't know how George Carlin compartmentalized it in his brain. I really wish that I could sit down and have a conversation with the man, but he's dead, and even if he were alive, he probably wouldn't sit down for a conversation with me. You know, I could pretty much champion any viewpoint that I wanted to. I could do conservative talking points. I could do liberal talking points. I could come up with my own series of wacky talking points you never fucking heard before. I could be a feminist. I could be a fucking Black Lives Matter ally. I know how to fucking talk any of those talks. I could do it. None of that's what I want to do. You know, I started doing this anti-SJW content after Atheism Plus emerged. Started going after the feminists and the activists, the SJWs. And then everyone started going after him. I'm not saying that I was the absolute first or the leader of that pack. Although, actually, yeah, I am saying that. I don't care if that sounds ridiculous to you. Just check the fucking history. I was making that kind of shit before anyone else. And now, it's just a fucking commodity on YouTube. And some people make it well. But a lot of channels that are these anti-SJW channels are dog shit. They're not skeptical. They're not rational. They don't give a fuck. So this form of content that was pioneered by me and by Thunderfoot and by Sargon of Akkad, although he came later, but whatever, he fucking revolutionized it even further than I took it. So, got to give him props too. But for everyone like that, there's you know, a Black Pigeon Speaks, or a Hunter Avalon, or a Steven Crowder, who just makes shit content with terrible logic, and people still just eat it up. And it just blows my fucking mind. And I just wonder, like, why do I even fucking bother? Who cares? But then that just knocks the passion down another level. Because, you know, why should I make something good when something that's absolute dog shit is just as lauded, just as praised, just as appreciated, probably even more so? And I know there's probably people like, oh, TJ is such a fucking egomaniac. So megalomaniacal, so self-obsessed, so self-concerned. That's kind of the point of this video, is that that's how I am. There's little circles of concern in my world. And in the first circle is me and my girlfriend Chelsea. That's my fucking real world. That's the world I really love to fucking live in. You know, just laying in bed with my girlfriend. She's cuddling on my arm. We're watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Whatever. Or we're painting together. Or we're going out to lunch or something like that. That's the life that I really connect with.